Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Office 365 end user training today. Today, we're going to be talking about Stream, the video platform inside of Office 365. I also have my CEO, Sean Farrell, with me today. Sean, what are you going to show everyone today?
Well, we're going to go into a product you may have not seen called Sway when it comes to my turn, and I'm going to show people like me who get bothered by PowerPoints how easy it is to create a presentation on behalf of our company. So really cool product. If you haven't seen it, we'll show it off today, and then it's just something that's included in your Office 365 suite.
So when you're not waiting for marketing to finish the PowerPoint deck that's nicely branded, you can go and use your Sway.
Yes, for us impatient CEOs out there.
Awesome. Well, again, I'm Christy. You guys have seen me every other week now, so thanks for joining again. As I said, I'll be talking about Stream. We'll look at how Stream looks inside of Teams as well. And if you have any questions, go ahead and type them at the bottom of your screen. There's a Q&A button. Go ahead and shoot us those questions, and we'll be sure to answer those throughout today's conversation. So taking a look in, oh, Sean, someone just asked what is Sway. Do you want to kind of paint the picture first before we dive in?
Yeah, sure. Sway is a presentation platform in Office 365. It's very much like PowerPoint, but quick and easy. If you're trying to create a newsletter, a blog, something out to your company, whatever it might be. So I think for those people who do a lot of presentations, especially in COVID, it's really cool.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll dive into that in probably 20 minutes or so. I'm going to go through Stream first, and then I'll hand it over to Sean. So I'm looking at my Office 365 homepage on office.com. And what I'm going to do is come down here and click all apps so that I can see all the different apps that Office 365 has. And then I'm going to locate Stream, which is down here on the bottom left-hand side. So I'm going to click on that. And this is going to take you to your Stream portal, essentially. And so it's going to show you some of the latest videos you might have watched, things like that on your homepage. And what I'm going to start with is this little area here, and we're going to show you how to upload a video to start. And so Stream is Microsoft's video platform, essentially, and you can share it throughout your organization or externally, different types of videos that you want, whether they're training videos, whether they're product videos, whatever you want, you can put up in here. So we'll start with uploading a video. You can click on this button here, or when you click create, you can also click upload video. So there's a couple ways to get there. We'll go ahead and click on this, and I've got a couple videos in here, and we'll make sure we get a short one. So you select your video, and it's going to start uploading. It's automatically going to name it the file name. So if you want to name it something else, simply just come here and edit the text. Then you can come in here and create a description. So when people are searching for videos, it's important if you want to use hashtags, they'll be more searchable for people looking for these videos. So you can come in, write your description. It's really similar to YouTube for anyone who uses YouTube more often. But again, this is just great to keep your organization, your business organized all in one area. As you can see, it's processing down here. You can choose a thumbnail just like YouTube. It'll pick different frames of the video, or you can upload your own here. So if I wanted to come in and say, you know what, I want this still frame, or you can go in and create, you know, if you have a designer or someone on the team with graphic ability, you can go in and create your own branded thumbnail if you wish. The other thing to note here is permissions. So with permissions, you can do it at a variety of different levels. So if there's like an all staff video, maybe it's training, onboarding for new hires that is across the board the same, you can come here and just say, allow everyone in your company to view this video. So anyone with your, in our case, appmanagesolution.com domain will be able to view this video. If you don't want that, simply uncheck it. It's just going to confirm that you don't want it across all the different channels, and you just say yes. And then you can come here, and as I said, you can do it on a variety of different levels. You can do it by people, by channels, or by groups. So the groups are the Microsoft 365 groups that you create that directly correlate with your teams, your email groups, that sort of thing, all hosted on SharePoint. So with people, if I wanted to share this video with Sean, I could simply just type in Sean's name. And for me, there we go. So I can find Sean, and I could even make him the owner. So if I was collaborating with Sean on a video and I wanted him to be able to edit it or share it or whatever, I can add him as an owner. So it just gives Sean a little bit extra permissions on the video. So be careful when assigning those if you don't want other people editing stuff in your video. The other thing you could do is by channels. So with channels, you can look at different channels that you have in your organization. You can create a channel. I went in and created one yesterday called demo. Of course, it's not there now. But well, let's look at creating a channel. So you can come in here. Okay, demo test. You can write your description. And again, with permissions, you can say that this is a group channel and assign it to a specific group in your organization. So I could find like sales and marketing or whatever group I want, or I could make it company-wide, meaning anyone in the company can follow this channel. So we'll just do that for now. You can come in and add a fun custom image if you want, and boom, you can create it right here and not even leaving Stream, which is pretty cool.
So Christy, a question came up, channels. Somebody said channels are in teams. Is that something that I could add to a team or a channel, I guess, is what they're asking?
Yep, so you can add it to an existing channel. And we'll show you inside Teams what that looks like too.
Awesome.
So then there's the groups. So these groups correspond directly to those teams, as Sean was just asking about. So I can come here and my sales and marketing group in SharePoint correlates exactly with our sales and marketing group in Teams. And so if you wanted it to live in that team, you can go ahead and add it here and it'll display. So now that we've gone through and done that, let's take a look at our options. There's a few options here. Comments, if you want people to comment, you can leave this on. If you want it, no comments, you know, you don't want to deal with that, you can turn it off. So it's totally up to you. Noise suppression, this is for more maybe advanced videographers. This just allows the viewers to kind of isolate the speech from other sounds and music. If you're doing kind of like demo videos, recording videos, this isn't probably something you need, but maybe if you're recording at an event, I know we're not, you know, at live events so much these days, but if you were, you know, talking to someone at an event and you had a little bit of background noise, this is where this feature could come in handy. The other cool thing that I love is auto-generating captions. A lot of times people will watch video these days with no sound on it. Maybe they're in a waiting room with a lot of people or whatever it is, they don't want to have the sound turned on. So it's really important to be using captions. And so I love having the captions here. You can also upload your own subtitle file. I'm not going to dive into that today. Again, this is a little bit more advanced stuff for people in videography, but just know that it's there and that's a cool feature. So I'm going to go ahead and publish it. And now that it's published, we can go and find it. So I'm going to walk you through the navigation up here now that we've published a video. So if we go back home, again, this will be some of the most recent videos you've watched. You can come here and find content. All this stuff here that I'm showing you in these squares is also lives in these navigation menus. So let's start with Discover. This is where you can search for videos, channels, people, etc. So if we click on one of these, you can see all the videos that have been shared with you. So I had training with our channel partner manager who was out on maternity leave. So this was a great video I could reference when I needed to remember how to do some of the reporting. There's some help desk discussions here that are shared company-wide. We're having, you know, monthly-ish town halls where we're getting together as all staff. And obviously we know it's hard to coordinate 60 plus people at once. So if you miss it, no problem. It's all recorded. You can come and watch it here. The other thing that's cool is when you click into a video, you can come here. I'm just gonna make sure I pause it so we don't get talked over. So I can like this, I can add it to my watch list, which I've done. I can remove it. I can share this out. So I can choose, I can get the link, and I can even choose like, okay, maybe Danielle and I talked about, you know, something else for the first 2 minutes. So I'm going to make sure that I start this at 2 minutes to not waste someone's time, or
Like,
you know,
like baby gifts from the
yeah, like
registry.
baby gifts. She just had a beautiful baby boy. So you can also email it. So you can search for, again, email people to email. So I can find Sean and send it to him. And the other cool thing is you can embed it. So if you're using videos on your website or other places, you can come in and grab this iframe and embed it in certain areas, which is really cool too. So there's a lot of different use cases for this. And I wanted to make sure we highlight all of those. And you can also look at channels. So again, you know, these are different channels that exist in Teams and in SharePoint. So you can come here and follow them. Following them means you can get alerts and stuff like that around them, and they'll show up more for you. You can
Christy,
also,
so
go ahead.
what question that comes up, because I know a lot of people are using Teams. Teams allows this to flow right into Sway, meaning you can actually, our stream, excuse me, you can actually just do a video in Teams and it'll populate here.
Yeah, so you can record it in a couple places, and you can have it live, it'll live here. Anything you record in stream will live in here. And anything that's shared with you via stream will also live in here. So if you recorded something and shared it with me, or you shared it with Danielle, or you shared it with the whole company, whatever permissions are on the video, if you have permission, it'll show up here for you. And videos that you've recorded as well. You can search by people. So if you wanted to see certain videos that people made, you can come here and see, you know, Topher does these great help desk trainings and stuff. So I could come here and look at those. And then groups. So these are what correspond exactly with your teams. If you're in Teams and it's redundant, but stay with me. If you have a team inside Teams, it's part of a group. So like our all staff one, as I was showing you before, here it is. We've had, in the beginning of COVID, Sean was awesome about providing video updates to the whole company, you know, and what that looks like. And then these can live inside the team as well. So we'll show you that inside Teams, like I said, shortly. So go ahead. Did you want to?
No, I was looking at my haircut and thinking, holy cow. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I'm overdue for mine too. So then if you come here into my content, this allows you to see the videos that you've uploaded, the groups that you're a part of, the record. And this is the one thing I love about this that I find really cool is this meetings area. So if you click on this, any meeting that you've been a part of that's been recorded, you can find in here. And I love this because we do trainings with like Microsoft and stuff. You see this EMS training, and our contact there, Matt, who is amazing with the security suite of products over there, did an EMS training for us, and it was back in May. So I might not remember where to find it, but I'm like, oh, I know I was a part of that meeting. I can come in and find the meetings that I've had, and you know, you can search for it with keywords just as you would in Google, and you know, find it right here. But I love this. So anytime you record a meeting, whether you record it or whether you were just a part of that meeting, it'll show up here, which I find really awesome.
And I think connecting the dots to that, Christy, what you're saying is that, remember we talked about in our previous trainings, you know, we have our teams that we create, and within that we have our channels. We have to create those teams and invite people to them, as you remember, or you can make the groups private or public. Once you're invited and you're on one of these trainings that's recorded, that's going to be something that shows up for you. So it's really cool where it really starts from Teams, but then ends up here in sort of your video hub for everything, you know, that's important to you.
Absolutely. The other thing I showed you guys before was you can add videos to your watch list. So maybe you are someone shares a video with you, but you're in meetings or you just don't have time to watch it that day, but you want to remember, you can go ahead and add it to your watch list. Or maybe there's a video you like to reference regularly and you want it to be found easily. So again, those are ways you can just add it to your watch list. more areas where you can just see channels you follow, groups you're a part of, all that good stuff. And then the recycling bin, just as it works with other programs, is if you delete something, don't worry, there's a little bit of a backup. It'll be in your recycling bin for 30 days. So if you accidentally delete something a week ago, you can come back and recover it in here. So it's kind of a catch-all for you. Next is the create. Again, you can upload a video from here as we did in the beginning. You can create new groups and channels that correspond with teams. And then someone just asked a question, are you able to download the videos from your watch list for later? Let's go and take a look. I think it depends on your permissions. So I can download this one, and I can because it was published by myself. I don't think that you can download them if you didn't upload them, because this actually just happened last week. Topher created this amazing demo video. I watched it, I wanted more. So I said, can you actually upload this video into Teams, so that, because it was like a 15-minute video, and I wanted to create chunks of it to highlight in some of our marketing collateral. So what's cool about it though, is if you're the owner, you can go in, well, there's two ways you can share it. Is if you want someone to be able to download it, you can download it yourself and just upload it to Teams as a file. If you don't need them to download it, we're going to show you how to put it in Teams so that you can reference it within Teams as well. So I hope that answers your question, but I'll show you in Teams in just a bit. So then we have create. So here again, you can upload a video, create groups and channels. The other cool thing is you can do these live events. We have not done them yet, but it's really cool. You can kind of set it up just as you would a video. You can add your specific time and date. You can choose who's going to attend and who can view it. And then again, just as an uploaded stagnant video, you can turn on the comments or off. You can auto-generate captions. And I think, I could be wrong, but I know that this happens in Teams when you do a live event. You can actually have it where you can change the captions to a different language. So if you have employees globally, it's a really cool feature. If you have, employees that speak Spanish and you want to have, you're speaking in English, but you want to make sure that you're catering to them to speak to them, you could have it in Spanish subtitles too. So I thought that was pretty cool. The other thing that I actually just discovered in preparation for this training is you can record screens. I use a third-party app for this, but now I'm going to start using Stream because we can do it right in Stream. So basically you just hit record, and then you'll hit this button. Oh, it's probably because I'm in Teams. Anyway, or because I'm sharing my screen in Zoom. Anyway, you can start recording, and you choose your screen. So I have two monitors going right now. It'll say, do you want screen 1 or screen 2? I can choose which screen, then I'd hit stop recording. It also picks up your mic. So if you're doing, I use this for, we use a marketing automation software, and I have our sales and marketing team asking me questions. How do I do this? Or where do I find this? I'll create like a quick 1 minute or less video, like, hey, log in here, click on this, go to this place, and boom, this is what you've got. Stop the recording, send it to them. And it's a lot easier than explaining it all out in an email or trying to find time to connect on the phone when we're going about our busy days. So I thought this was a great tool that I wasn't aware that was built into Stream. So I'm excited to start using it myself. And just like all your other videos, it'll live in your recordings. And you can share it just as you are with other videos, whether it's an email or sharing a link, and you can add permissions and all that good stuff. So I thought that now we could hop into actually Teams and show you what it looks like to add a stream in Teams. I'm a poet. So we're gonna go into one of these channels. Let's go here because it doesn't have a lot of stuff going on, so it's easier to see. So once you're in a channel, you can upload your stream to this channel. And there's a couple ways you can do it. So up here at the top, there's this plus tab. So you can click on that and your apps are going to populate. You could also search for it, but I know Stream's at the top. So right here we see Stream. So I'm going to click on Stream. And then it's going to ask me for the URL to the video I want to post. So I'm going to come over back to Stream. I'm going to go to My Videos. I'm going to find the video I just uploaded. And I'm going to go back to Teams. And you can see my team screen, right? Just want to make sure it's following.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, perfect.
So good about pausing it so we don't have voice. Good work, Christy.
So I'm going to have the URL show up and it's going to be like, oh, this is the name of the video, right? Right. Perfect. So I'm going to put it there. And then if for some reason, maybe the video title is really long or you want to change it to cater to the audience within here, you can change it right here by editing it. I'm going to leave it as is for now. I'm going to hit save. Now it lives at the top of this channel and the video is actually right here inside, which is awesome. So we use this for like training purposes, you know, how do you use this channel or things like that, where there's a video we might reference regularly, we can have it live right up here, which is pretty cool. The other thing you can do is when you're starting conversations or replying to conversations, there is this stream button right here. And you can also insert a link right from Teams that way. You can share it. And then people can come here and click on it and it'll open inside Stream for you to play. So it works really, really similarly to YouTube. But what I like about it is if you're a Microsoft user, a Microsoft organization, there's a lot more control you have over it versus if you just use something like YouTube. There's a lot of permissions that you can change. You can really hone in on how it's used in your organization. The other thing that's cool is, again, if people are not listening with sound on, is it automatically transcribes it here. So this is a really short video, so there's not much here, but it'll actually scroll as the video goes through. So there's a lot of smart AI involved with it, between the hashtag usage, the transcription, the other features in there. If the transcription has errors, can you change it? So, where is this? Edit transcription. So yeah, you just click on this button. So there's this pencil button in the transcription. Click on this. And so like, I don't know what this word is. I'd have to listen to it. I'm not going to do that while we're on the thing, but you can hit here and hit save. Oh, again. But it's cool too. So like if you have a 2-minute or 20-minute video, you can come here and type in something and it'll show you at what time they set it. And then you can come in, it'll go right there to the video. You can listen and edit as you're going. So great question. I thought that you could, I didn't know how, but it's right there. So we're learning as we go. This is fun.
And I know our sales team, Christy, from what I've seen, uses it a lot on our Teams calls when we do a bridge, especially now these days because we can't be there. And then they go back and they have questions around technology, like what was it they said they had, and they type in those keywords and they're finding these things very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great way to, you know, record your calls for learning and training purposes too. If you have new hires on the team that you want to listen in on engineering, in our case, engineering calls or sales calls, this could be a great tool for you because again, it's like if you're using something like YouTube, that could maybe get lost publicly. This is very, very secure with permission-based settings that get baked into your entire Microsoft suite. So if you have any more questions, feel free to shoot them over to me. At this point though, I'm gonna turn it over to Sean so he can show us what Sway is all about.
Sure, and while we're doing that, I was gonna say one more thing. So everybody's familiar with Teams at this point, I hope. If you hit the Meet Now button in Teams, which essentially kicks off a Teams meeting, if you click the little record button at the top, under the 3 doodads or the 3 little dots, it'll automatically create a stream video for you. So that'll be there in your content as well. So for people like me who are technically challenged. I don't know how true that's sort of. Anyway,
You
I'll
started
do
a
that
tech
all.
company. I don't know that I'd call you tech challenged, but.
There are challenges. So anyway, I'll do that.
Well, there's a lot of odds and ends to the tools, so it can get overwhelming, but that's why we're here talking about them, to help you guys out.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to go in and.
Before you start, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
there was one more question about the transcription. So is there a time limit for the transcription, and meaning does it stop working after a certain amount of time? I have no idea. Our videos have never been longer than like an hour, and they transcribe for the hour. So I will say up to at least 60 minutes. But I could certainly find that out for you as Sean's presenting, and see if I can get you an answer before we hang up.
And I do have an answer to that. So
Oh, you do? Perfect.
Yeah, live events, which is, think about it, and we're seeing so many of these days, like truly a live event that a company wants to host, like in San Diego, the Business Journal or the Regional Chamber, they're using a live events type platform to be able to host ongoing events throughout the day. And all that transcription is captured. And live events, to give you a flavor, it's really just more of an interactive way to allow people from the outside your organization or people from the inside to sort of have interactions, whether it be, talking within, having breakout rooms, raising hands to ask questions, truly like having a live event. So anyway, just something to think about. But again, there is no limit to the transcription service that goes on with Microsoft.
Yeah, it looks like it's more data-based as far as like, file max video file size, but it's 50 gigabytes. So we're working with some pretty big numbers.
Yeah, it's pretty hard
to
get all the way.
Okay, so to try and go over the limit.
Yes. So this next product, and again, everybody knows, I always want to start here, that there's so many applications that come with Office 365, truly out of the box for the small business or, sort of the enterprise. But, we always show this all apps. I mean, this thing really goes on forever. But what we're going to talk about today is Sway. And I figured I would just start here. So Sway is a different take on PowerPoint, in my opinion, or a different way to kind of out of the box create something that you want to do for your organization, or frankly for for your customers, or in my case, sometimes I do it for my family and friends. So Sway comes out of the box with a lot of templates, as you can see right here. This is nothing we created, but you can talk about a vacation story over here. You can talk about a portfolio collection of pictures you want to put together, maybe for your family. Matter of fact, I did one recently for my wife. And then ultimately just other things you can do, a newsletter to the company, a blog, what have you. So instead of me going deep into how to really set it up or start with a blank Sway, what I did was I just quickly went in here and I took a template that was really just a turtle, so to speak. And, I started making a Sway. So I filled this in a little bit, but if you guys go and create a brand new one, you'll see how easy it is. But basically at the top, it came with the turtle and the thing. So I figured, how did the turtle win the race? Was really the question. So I put that in there real quick. You'll notice over here, it has details where you can like highlight what you're writing, emphasize, change it, accent it, create focus points. But you're noticing over here through the artificial intelligence built in, and I don't want to get too much into AI, but let's just say you can now tell your friends that you're an AI guru. It's looking for things based upon the verbiage or the content you're adding in a search online. So you can quickly add things like, let's just say this, slow, and all of a sudden you've got your title page. From there, it kind of leads you through this in particular product or this particular template, things that you want to do. So you'll see the turtle on the second one. The third one is sort of a heading card, which is going to tell you, in today's world of COVID, we've all felt uncertain times, and the best medicine is to slow down. So anyway, if you're trying to create a presentation, it'll go into things like that. And then very much like PowerPoint, every few slides, you might have a heading slide or something else like that. It'll kind of guide you through the process of building something. But if you don't want it in there, you can always just delete that part, and it'll go down to sort of a next one, which will give you, in this case, a text card, which will kind of give you leads in to say, hey, what would you do next? Introduce your primary goal or purpose. So, you can go in here, before you burn out, and you can do things like that. And it gives you suggestions along the way. But you're noticing that all these pictures are in there, And you can quickly go in and, you know, make these things bigger, you know, emphasize these cards. You can accent certain things, all of the above. But the real goal in this is to, you can add an image down here. You see the little plus button. You know, if we want to upload something, we can drag this over. You see how simple it is? You can change up your search over here. Let's say it's a tiger.
And Sean, do all these images just come out of the box with it?
Yeah, they sure do.
That's
It's really
awesome.
searching. Yeah, it's really going through. And again, doesn't matter what search engine you use, but it's really out there searching the web. And that's how it works. You can embed videos that you've created. So maybe a tiger video if you wanted to throw something up there, or maybe, I don't know, tiger's my guy for the day. But you can do these things. And then really, as it seems so complex, right? We're writing different content, putting things in. When you feel like you're ready, you hit the design button, and it's going to go right in, and we'll go back to the beginning here. It's going to create that presentation for you. So you notice on that first slide, I drug that slow in there. So how did the turtle win the race? I kept the turtle in there for then. I talked about the world of COVID. It could have been a different image. You know, an owl was ready for the next one. We had the tiger and some other things in the next one. Again, really quick and easy ways to create presentations, especially nowadays where I think less is more. You know, really, you want to highlight what you're going to talk about, maybe reference some sort of picture or photograph to get people thinking about what it is you're trying to say. But less is more in the world of design and PowerPoint, and, you know, in this case, Sway. So for us, it's something we use all the time for our customers and or internal folks as we go through this. But again, all this stuff is buried right into Office 365. Yes, so changing text. So one of the questions is, can you change the color if the text clashes, things like that, from white to black, black to green, all of the above? The answer is short, yes. And you can do some different highlighting. You can change the font size. Really up to you how you want to do it. So you can create these presentations. I unfortunately would bore you guys if I sat here and got too detailed, but that is the opportunity you have. You can get into your tiger video right here, which we won't, but that's kind of the idea behind
Tiger
Sway.
King in there.
Yeah, and if you want to go back in and edit it along the way, you can go in there and do that. Create bullet points and certain things. You know, very much PowerPoint, so to speak, as numbers if you want to do it that way. You know, really up to you how you do it. So that is Sway, different than Stream, but as somebody asked me at the beginning of it, it's very much like having Microsoft PowerPoint. And again, if you want to embed these things or share them up here with your team, you can do it in many different ways. Back to the whole, you know, you can share with a specific group or people, anyone with a link, those in your organization with the link, or you can even copy this link like Christy showed you before and put it into Microsoft Teams or one of your channels. So really cool how easy it is to do. And then of course you can allow people to edit it along the way. So it's not only a marketing thing. You know, I see our sales team using it for presentations. I've seen our engineers use it for training clients on certain things, whether they're walking through a step-by-step process on how to do something. It's really a unique way to create a presentation very, very quickly.
Yeah,
I'd say I typically do it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a little less involved than PowerPoint, and I love it as a marketer. You know, I am always looking for stock images and things like that. So it's really cool that they have them right out of the box there. So,
yep.
Do you want to show how they can put it in a channel? Sure. You know, if you made something like motivational, or can you put it in a tab? So you want to show us how to do that inside Teams?
Sure. So a couple things. So turtle win the race. You notice now how in Sway. What's cool about, back to this is an opinion about Office 365, is that everything sort of ends up right there at the top of whatever program you're coming to. So if I go to Excel, it's going to be whatever I've done last in Excel. It's going to be right there for me. If I go, of course, SharePoint, it's going to be there for me. But if I go to Sway, you're going to see that the turtle, you know, somehow did win the race. And there's different options. Obviously, you can use the doodads on every single thing you see to open it up in like a browser. Or if we go back into this and I go into the, zoom in the way there. See if we can move it. There we go. I go into the share area here and I copy this link like this, and there's a million different ways to do it. I can go into a team, I don't know, let's say the general tab under the team, and I can upload, or I can go here as well, by the way, add it to the plus button. And it's going to bring up all those apps. Where's our Sway in here?
Might have to just do it as a website URL.
Yeah, I don't see it in here. Well, I'm going to mess this one up. But I can go into a new conversation, create this, paste it, upload it, and then you're going to see the Sway inside of your Teams channel.
So if you had it shared with anyone with a link, whether in the organization or not, you could just use it as a website URL when you add it at the top.
Yep. And there you're going to see it jumps over to Sway right out of Teams. And there's your presentation. So really cool features, really neat things that you can do. You can actually navigate here to different parts of the Sway if you wanted to, as you can see sort of from a high level where you're at, if you have different talking points or different what I'll call chapters, so to speak, but really something that allows you to create and do something outside of traditional PowerPoint, which I think for a lot of people, that's what they're used to using.
Yeah, I like it. It's quick and easy. There's not as much flair as PowerPoint, but I think that's the point, is just to make it out of the box easy for you to put something together quickly.
Yeah.
Someone asked about the rest of our training. So just while we have everyone here, if you go to our YouTube channel, Managed Solution, there's a playlist there called Office 365 End User Training. And there's about 10 videos there and counting. We add them every time we do these. Anytime I make one on the fly, we'll go in and add them there for you. So if you just go to YouTube and search for Managed Solution, go to our page and find that. I'll include the link in the follow-up email too, but just so you know that those are always available to you guys to watch on demand.
And I thought, Christy, real quick before we go, because this was really about presentations and videos and how to create different things really quick. So if you go to any of your teams, we're just in the general teams tab now, and you notice this button up here, Meet. If you click the Meet button, and I won't go too far into it because I'm showing my screen, I can create a heading for this, and I can hit the Join Now button, okay, and it's going to connect me into my own personal Teams bridge. And then from there, and I know because we're on Zoom, this is going to conflict with what we're doing.
You just have to mute yourself.
Yep, I'll mute myself. I can hit here, and then once I start this recording, everybody in this is going to see whatever presentation or whatever video or whatever it is I'm presenting. And because I don't have my video on right now, that's why it's complicated. But if I turn this video on right here, that's going to create a Sway for me once I'm done recording whatever it is for the company. So a stream. So
yeah, so anything you record in, and it says meeting in general, that was the name of it. So that's going to be what it's called in your stream. But yeah, and if you have lengthier ones, like if you do a 30-minute or 60-minute training or something, you'll get an email once it's processed and ready for use. So you don't have to sit around and say, where is it? What's going on? You'll get an email, say it's published. You can click right from the email to stream. It'll take you there, and then you'll have all your settings that you can play with.
Yep. I think that's it for today.
Perfect.
We're going to continue these, and really, if anybody has any feedback as far as what they want to see, we've done a lot in Teams, and I know that still is a hot topic. So if there's things within Teams you want to understand, let us know. If there's a particular platform or some software that you're seeing in Office 365 that you're not familiar with and you want to learn about it, let us know. Some of the other things that I'd recommend you take a look at if you're into workflows and automation for your company is products like Microsoft Forms, which is included, and Microsoft Lists, which we talked about in our last training. So really amazing programs for people who are in the world of like project management or just really process-driven operations. Those are just great programs that allow us to do a lot of things. From creating surveys in our company to creating, templates on how we walk through a process for our engineers, our customers, you really name it. Those are great products that people are really taking advantage of right now.
Yeah, I just put my email in the chat. So if you have questions, feedback, ideas on what to cover next, my inbox is open. Please shoot me a message and we'd be happy to incorporate it. We did just get a question if we've done any videos on Flow yet. We haven't, but I know Sean loves it. So maybe we could look at that in 2 weeks. So
yeah, happy to do a Flow one. I think that's a great tool. And again, something we use quite a bit these days just because.
Yeah, I just started getting into it.
Things.
Yeah, you just started getting into it this year and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do. So I use it anytime I edit one of our marketing events files, the sales team gets an alert so they know that a new event has been added or something's changed with an existing event, just to make sure that they're in the loop. So yeah, we'll add that to our list, John. Thank you for reaching out about that. And if anyone has any other ideas, send them my way and we'll be happy to incorporate. Other than
Thanks,
that,
everyone.
have a great Thursday and a great weekend. All right.
Take care,
bye-bye.
guys. Bye.